Bull in Cincinnati. Welcome once again to the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. I'm Tom Brenneman along with Jennifer Kleekamp and David Newrath. And Jennifer, Brentwood Bowl is not an unfamiliar place to the King of Bowling.
No, it isn't. We have 48 beautiful lanes here. Rick Provisor is our proprietor here, and we're ready for some big scores and lots of money to be given away today.
You better believe it. And David, speaking of big scores, we've seen Don Scudder many times in the past. He's going to be in our first match.
Well, that's right, Tommy. In the first match, Don Scudder will be featured, and boy, did he earn the spot to get here, labeling 2 shots in the 10th frame of the roll-off to sneak by his roll-off companion. Wow, what a match it was.
And his competitor.
Well, he'll be going against Jim Beckler. Jim Beckler's had the hot hand so far this year. He's been rolling a lot of big totals. Consistency's the key. I look forward to a very good match.
Fair enough. We'll have it for you. Week number 3 on the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. Coming up in just a moment from Brentwood Bowl.
Greater Cincinnati BPA's Hudepohl King of Bowling. Brought to you by Hudy Delight, Cincinnati's own light beer and an official beer sponsor of the Greater Cincinnati Bicentennial.
Brenneman along with Jennifer Kleekamp and David Newrath. Week number 3, our reigning king at the time is Riga Kalfas, but this is our first match, Don Scudder. We mentioned the Open, Dave. He's been around a long, long time.
Don has been competing at a very high level for years and years in the Cincinnati area, and there may not be a tougher match play bowler in the entire city. He is intense, and that's how he got here, by winning the roll-off, just 2 perfectly labeled shots in the 10th frame to win by 9 pins in the roll-off.
Well, you can see the intensity right off the bat when he got that strike. I mean, little emotion.
Issuing the challenge to Jim Beckler right out of the box. The last weekend, the conditions were such that Don Scudder was right up there, and he was the leading right-hander, and that's because he made a lot of good shots, hitting his target each and every time. Jim Beckler with a spare on the right lane to open the match.
Don Scudder is absolutely deadly accurate. Doesn't do a whole lot to the ball, but accuracy gets him where he is.
Now, Jim Beckler was with us just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, he was.
Like I said in the opening there, the hot hand. Bowlers are like almost any other sports persons in the fact that they run hot and cold, Tommy. And right now, if you're drawing a chart, you know, Jim, that man right there, is at the top of one of his curves. He's throwing the ball real well right now. To set up the match, Don Scudder told me before we started that lanes 41 and 2 here at Brentwood Bowl are very, very similar, and he's going to be playing them identically, taking the ball from about the 4th board straight down the lane and then letting it roll. Oh, pulled that ball a little bit, and he got away with it.
He'll take that. Anytime, as you mentioned, Dave, anytime in any sport, when you can make a mistake but still come away with success, that spells a difference more times than not between the champions and the non-champions.
That's exactly right. And the real good bowler will develop a sense, and it's not something you can work on or learn. It just kind of happens, and that is at the point of release, Tommy. If you're going to get the ball wide, you have a tendency to hit it harder. If you're going to pull the ball, you can dump the thumb, and it will go straight. That time, Don Scudder pulled the ball, dumped it, perfect in the pocket. He leads by 10 pins.
Looking for his 3rd strike in a row, and he got it. Boy, he has come out of the gate in a hurry.
He is pumped. He's ready to win.
He did issue the challenge. You want to see some body English? You bet. Here it comes. The 1-3 pocket is annihilated. Don Scudder, look at the face. He wanted it.
No kidding.
Jim Beckler is got all he can handle here, but he is not going to run away.
Jim has a little boy, 17 months old. He's married. He's averaging anywhere from 213 to 222, and he has 4 300 games.
Not too bad at all.
And he started bowling at 20, as we said a couple weeks ago. Whereas Don started bowling when he was 7. He's from the schooled area of bowling. Started young, learned a lot, and deadly.
Well, both players are really cranking it up right now. After a spare in the first frame, Beckler has answered with 3 consecutive strikes. Scudder, he ain't missed yet.
That's easy for you to say. There, the score sheet tells the tale. Don Scudder, perfect through 3 frames. Jim Beckler in the hole, but losing a hit in the first frame, 10 pins behind. If Don Scudder does not strike here, he will be 1 pin down.
So needless to say, a crucial frame right here for Don Scudder. He's got to keep the momentum going, and it looks good. There they go, 10 more in the pit.
Absolutely perfect. Where's those car keys?
Ford. Today, Tom Schiller has brought us a Ford Escort GT 2-door hatchback, and it is jazzy.
So that's sporty look.
Absolutely. They're really jazzing up that Escort.
There gives you a shot of what kind of equipment Mr. Scudder's throwing today. That's a black Hudepohl made by the Columbia Corporation, and it is designed to hook and hit, and it is hooking and hitting for every dollar he paid for it right now.
Can't do a whole lot better than what Mr. Scudder has done so far. 4 strikes in a row, the first 4 frames. Match number 1, looking for 5. We jinxed him. What did we call that last year? The new rat factor, I think it was,
don't
wasn't it?
start again. No, save me, please. That time he just did not hit the ball quite as firmly. There you see it, leaving a weak 7 pin. Don kind of jumped in front of our camera there, or else we'd have shown you why he left that. The 5 pin absorbed very, very little contact with the ball. It went in front of the 7. Very weak shot for Don Scudder, but it's an easy spare. Should bring it back, no problem.
Couldn't have been said any better. We talked about how many times Scudder's been on. How many times through the years, Jennifer?
Boy, too many that I can even. I know he's been the king 13 times. Last year he acquired his 13th title. He's always been there. He's just a great competitor, and he's always up near the top.
You know, like you said, the fact that he has qualified 15 times and been king 13, that in itself is a feat.
Yeah, he's good under that pressure. The camera doesn't get to him. He likes pressure. People throw a couple strikes at him. He's right there ready.
Jim Beckler's footwork, well schooled, heel toe, upper body, a little less conservative, a little less conventional. His footwork, absolutely perfect. That's what you want to do. Heel toe, nice and slow.
And that's the way you want the result. Boy, after the first frame, Beckler, 5 consecutive strikes. We've got a match, Dave.
Absolutely fantastic. Tommy, a match? You betcha. Score sheet shows Don Scudder 1 pin behind. However, his opponent with a double working actually turns that to a 21 pin deficit. Unless Don Scudder can strike here, knocks it back to 11.
It really is amazing. I mean, for the folks at home, they think, how can this guy be losing 5 strikes in a row? And then he comes up with a spare. And
we show you all the great shots. Let's show you one where he misses. On the replay, let's watch. He's going to dump this thumb a little early, not quite catch the ball. There you see it, going right over his mark. But look at him, no roll. The ball's going to jump to the right here. There you see it, not even touching the 5 pin. That's the head pin going to the wall, taking out the 7, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 8, commonly known as the bucket.
difficult spare.
There's a couple of different ways to chop this thing, Tommy, but again, Don Scudder's probably shot a couple thousand of these in his life. And that's how you make it.
That's exactly right.
The big problem was the count. On a spare, you throw a 6 count, you lose pins. Crucial frame, 6 frame for Don Scudder. He did not take advantage of the opportunity. He better start striking here because Jim Beckler doesn't look like he's going to miss.
No kidding. You know, you talked about Jim Beckler a little bit a moment ago, Jennifer, and he's only been started bowling when he was 20 years old, but he has got quite a few impressive feats in his short time.
Boy, I can't hardly believe this, but he has 3 800 series. That, to me, is just unbelievable.
That was phenomenal. As was that shot. Don Scudder faced with only 4 more frames to get back into this match, and he knows what he has to do. You see Bill Pollard there talking to him a little bit.
We ever heard this line? We ever heard the line, he's running out of paper?
Running out of paper, that's right.
I'm picking up on all your lingo. He's going to be running out of paper soon if this guy keeps on nailing him.
Jim Beckler, 6 strikes out of 7 frames, has the match in control. And under any other circumstances, I might say it's well under control. But against Don Scudder, it's never over till it's over, Tom.
We've seen that in the past.
We certainly have. Jim bowls out of Kingpin Lanes. That's my part of the woods. Now, what happened there?
Well, the ball broke off a little sharper on the back end that he's normally launched to. We can see it here on the replay, Tommy. Watch his reaction. But what you're going to see is the 6-pin, second one from the right-hand side. Just absolute crusher shot, a little high, not carrying through. That's the opportunity Don Scudder needed. Now, the only way he can come back to win this match with Jim Beckler, just plugging the hole each and every shot, is to strike here in the 8th and 9th frame and put the fear of God into him here going into the final couple of mile poles.
I don't think anything ever really gets to Don Scudder, do you, Dave?
No.
He just struck.
Look at that. That's evident right there.
He stepped right up there and did what you said he had to do.
Oh, Tommy, it's an absolutely perfect opportunity to watch a true pro. There you see the score. Don Scudder, double working 7th and 8th, 145. That makes him 24 pins down. With a double, though, cuts it to 14. He's back in the match.
He doesn't want to see that paper run out. That doesn't happen too often.
See the look of concentration. He knows what he has to do. Done it many times before. Don
Staring
Scudder.
at that mark.
No kidding. And he looks on it. And he is.
I told you, you cannot count this man out ever. Let's watch this replay. Crucial shot, 9th frame. He needs 10 in the pit. What's he going to do? He splits his mark, 6th one. He changed it a little bit. Perfect, 1-3. Did he like it? Oh, that's it.
You betcha.
Every pin doing its job.
All right. And Beckler. Little extra emotion right there from Big Jim. He knew he needed that one.
You betcha. That's what you're going to have. 9th frame, both players. What a match play game we have here on our hands. Both players knowing that they have to build going into the 10th frame. We have a 4-pin match.
4 pins is all that separates these two good ones. Got a little help.
Oh, he's going to be happy about that one.
Did he make a mistake?
Oh, well, not really. The other shots, he kind of rolled out and brought it back in. That one, he stuffed it, tripping out the 6-pin a little late, and this puts him in it now. Here's the situation, Tom. If he gets this next strike, no matter what Don Scudder can do, the game is over.
Looking for the strike. And the win. There it is.
Boy, that was impressive. Jim really bowled a great game there against one of the greats, Don Scudder. Put the pressure on him and actually locked him out before he got up in the 10th frame.
The only thing that can possibly happen here, if Jim Beckler were to throw the big 5 and Don strike out, Don could still win by a stick. The big 4, Don could strike out the tie. Anything more than a 6 count, Jim Beckler wins.
Well, you called that. That's 3 more than 6. That's 9. And a well-deserved round of applause for Jim Beckler. He was with us in week 1. And he has come back here in week 3 and looked awfully impressive. What was his final tally there?
268. Just an incredible game to open the show with. And considering every ball was either in or just around the pocket.
We've got a few proprietors with us here today. We've got Fran Ruggieri's from the Golden Triangle. West Seymour and Colwyn. And we also have Rick Provisor, as I said in the opening, who is the proprietor here at Brentwood. Mike McDonald from Stumpson. He brings his sons every week, and they help us pass out the tickets. Jason and Sean McDonald. And
Gotta
also
talk to them. We'd never gotten a ticket back
That's
here.
right.
What's the problem?
And also Carol and Irv Winky from Western Bull.
Don Scudder can strike out for 265, but to no avail. He will still lose, but what an incredible showing. Odds against him, but he still keeps plugging away. He's got a lot of pride, this man.
No kidding. Don averages between 209 and a 217, has bowled at 300, and he bowls pretty often.
Yeah, 3 times a week, all over, and that's probably not even counting the tournaments that he bowls over the weekend.
That'll do it, and a very impressive win for Jim Beckler. Coming up in just a second, our 14K Golden Ball contest. Stick around.